On this edition of Shelby This Week, an issue we could see on the next ballot. We'll break down one of the proposals we saw in the voting booth on Election Day and why the Regional Transit Authority isn't a go in 4 counties. Charlie?
A historic election puts Macomb County on the map. Coming up, how Macomb helped Donald Trump clinch Michigan.
And you may be seeing some workers cutting down trees in your backyard. We'll tell you why next. Nick?
Orange barrels have been covering a few big intersections in Macomb County. Coming up, we'll tell you where they're not going to be much longer.
We've got all of these stories plus many more right now. Welcome to Shelby This Week. It's a day many people said couldn't come soon enough. Election Day finally ended a fiercely contested race that put 2 history makers inches away from the presidency. Donald Trump's unprecedented win stunned political pundits who never expected Michigan to turn red. So, how did he pull it off? As Charlie Cadotto reports, Macomb County may have sealed the deal.
The fact that Donald Trump won in Macomb County is really no surprise. The surprising part, though, is just by how much he won and how many people voted for the first time.
Unbelievable what's going on. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Trump, the candidate, knew just how crucial Macomb County could be. It's a bellwether county, meaning Macomb often determines how the rest of the state votes.
In Macomb County, they don't just vote on party lines. There are some that do, but most are looking at individuals when they vote.
Go out and vote, Michigan. We're bringing the cars back.
Trump hit the Macomb campaign trail hard, hoping to appeal to blue-collar Americans, many who are auto workers, many who voted for President Obama in 2008.
I love Trump because we need change.
Dan Rutledge attended one of Trump's final rallies in Sterling Heights. He says this is the first time he's been this excited about a candidate.
When Trump came on, it just erupted with a roar that we need our country back.
Perhaps a shared excitement among the 25,000 other Shelby residents who cast their vote for Trump. In Shelby Township Clerk Stanley Grote reports a record-breaking year. He says there were more new voters and longer lines.
It was huge. It was 2-1 in favor of Donald Trump.
And Macomb County was exactly what Trump needed to win this election. The same demographic that voted for Trump here voted for him in places like Pennsylvania and Ohio, mostly white, working-class Americans.
Macomb County is well known for Ronald Reagan Democrats, and now they're going to be well known for Donald Trump Republicans. It's a switch. It's a huge switch.
Trump Republicans, possibly a new chapter in Macomb's history books. Reporting for Shelby This Week, I'm Charlie Cadotto.
Trump's victory also helped other non-traditional candidates surge to the top, even locally. Republicans Karen Spranger and Larry Rocca, both candidates for county clerk and treasurer, narrowly won their elections. Spranger and Rocca are the first Republicans in decades to lead the treasurer and clerk's office. And the fate of the Regional Transit Authority was crushed on Election Day by just a narrow margin. Votes counted showed a mixed result across the 4 counties where the proposal was on the ballot, in Macomb, Oakland, Wayne, and Washtenaw. The $4.6 billion proposal fell short in Oakland and Macomb, but passed in Washtenaw and Wayne. Those in support wanted it not only to keep up with the changing infrastructure, but to increase jobs.
Southeastern Michigan is the largest urban center in the nation that doesn't have mass transportation, and this is a start. So we see this as an economic development issue. It's going to hopefully fill jobs. It's going to spur development because along the main lines, the bus routes and that, where people travel, there's always a spin-off development.
So let's talk numbers. The initial count is around 893,000 yes and 912,000 no. The RTA needed the overall majority support across 4 communities to pass. In Macomb County, 40% supported it. In Oakland, 49.9% put in support. In Wayne, 53% supported it, and in Washtenaw, 56% supported it. Since it failed to win support this time around, the RTA will have to wait until November 2018 to put the question out to the voters again if it decides to do so. We told you last week about a man who was killed in a hit-and-run accident while riding his bike in Macomb Township. Now police are releasing more information about the crash and need your help in catching the driver. 29-year-old Kevin Fletcher was riding his bike from his job at P.F. Chang's in Partridge Creek when he was hit at Hall Road and Romeo Plank. The vehicle then kept driving northbound on Romeo Plank Road. This happened on Saturday, November 5th, just before 1:30 a.m. In reviewing the evidence and interviewing witnesses, police say the vehicle that hit Fletcher is a 2005 to 2007 Jeep, possibly a Grand Cherokee. The color is a light khaki metallic color, and it would have damaged the headlight and the passenger side. Anyone with information about this accident is asked to call the Macomb County Sheriff's Office. A sex offender is back behind bars accused of an indecent exposure incident that happened in Utica and another in Shelby Township. Police say a 33-year-old woman was getting into her car at the Christmas tree shops located at Hall and Shaner last month. That's when she noticed a man inappropriately touching himself next to her car with his pants around his ankles while making eye contact with her. She snapped a picture of his license plate and he drove off. Police arrested 36-year-old Brian Higgins in connection to the incident. They believe he is accused of doing the same thing at the Costco in Shelby located at Hall and Hayes just days before. Higgins is on the sex offender registry for an aggravated indecent exposure incident in Troy. He's now been charged with aggravated indecent exposure by a sexual delinquent. For months, orange barrels have closed roads all over Macomb County thanks to construction season. And as Nick Buckler finds out, a few close to Shelby Township have just reopened ahead of schedule.
2 major road construction projects have just been completed. Hayes between 25 and 26 mile roads wasn't paved. Just 2 months later, 1 mile of freshly paved asphalt.
1 mile stretch of roadway was about $750,000 to do this in a 2-month period. Boy, people up in this area are going to love it now that it's open and it's paved the entire way through.
The next to reopen was 25 Mile Road at Romeo Plank, where a roundabout was constructed.
It's going to relieve a lot of traffic with that stop and go type of traffic that we had there.
The combined cost of these 2 projects was less than $1.5 million. Hackle says there's a new website where residents can go to monitor the status of all construction projects in Macomb County.
Anybody who's got a question about roads, that's all they got to do now is go to macombgov.com, go to the road projects, and you got them all listed here, and they'll have the exact dates when they're going to start, exact dates when they're going to end.
Macomb County is the first to offer a place where residents can go to see all details about any road project in the county. For Shelby This Week, I'm Nick Buckler.
You might notice people cutting down trees and trimming bushes along the Macomb Orchard Trail. County officials want to let you know those people are crew members with the company ITC. They'll be doing maintenance along the trail to keep it looking pristine and to keep it safe for residents to enjoy. Homeowners who live around there will be contacted, but if you have any questions, you're asked to call John Paul Rea, the trail representative with Macomb County. And still ahead on Shelby This Week, raising money while celebrating veterans. We'll take you inside a nonprofit event where generations of veterans interacted while checking out some of the nation's coolest vintage cars. And grab your running shoes and your Christmas costumes. We'll let you know when the annual Jingle Bell Run is and where the proceeds will go to this year. Stay tuned.
We need a claim number?
When I started taking care of Mom, I didn't realize the challenge of playing so many roles. But above all, I'm still her daughter.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving. We're here to help.
Municipalities and organizations honored those who served our country's veterans for a Veterans Day event, including Stahl's Automotive Foundation in Chesterfield Township. The nonprofit kicked off its inaugural Hat Trick for Heroes event at the Stahl's Museum and not only honored the veterans, but raised money for them as well.
Today is just an open house for the public to come in, for veterans to come in. We're taking donations again, will all be for the Disabled American Veterans, the Michigan Division.
The event was free, but every donation earned went to Michigan's Disabled American Veterans Organization, which aims to empower veterans to lead high-quality lives through various programs, services, and outreach. A large percentage of vets are homeless, so the organization helps them financially get back on their feet and get job training. This year's event at stalls offered a look at 100 vintage vehicles and had activities and discussions between generations of veterans. There was also wartime memorabilia from each war as well. Holiday shopping season is already in full swing, and it's about to get even bigger. More than 75 million Americans will hit the stores for Black Friday next week, the busiest shopping day of the year. But before you dash out after Thanksgiving dinner, Charlie Cadato tells us where to go for the hottest deals around.
Millions of Americans will turn off their ovens a little bit early this year to kick off Black Friday shopping. So if you have plans to find the best doorbuster deals around, here's what you need to know. If Best Buy's in your plan on arriving a little bit early. Best Buy is set to open at 5 o'clock on Thanksgiving Day. You can score on these hot deals. This Toshiba 49-inch TV, $200. A brand new HP laptop, just $170. And why not get a printer with that laptop? This HP wireless printer, $30. Men, listen up. That lovely lady in your life, she loves designer handbags, doesn't she? Our friends at Macy's are giving you 30% off your entire bill. And ladies, if you want to buy me a gift, cologne sets are starting off at just $25. Hey, give me a call. But you know what? How are you going to call me without a brand new iPhone 7? Target's got the deal for you. If you buy a new iPhone, Target will give you a $250 gift card. Now that's a deal. All right, let's get back to business. Maybe it's worth checking out your friendly neighborhood Walmart. It's TV land here, 11 different TV deals starting at just over $100. And boy, does Kohl's have an idea for you. Instead of cooking on Thanksgiving, why not shop for cookware? Only $10 for all these kitchen electrics. There's also tons of other great kitchen doorbusters. And last on our list of best deals to score, Meijer may be the place to be. Check this out. A 50-inch TV, just $200. Movies anywhere from $2 to $9. And Christmas gifts for kids, tons of options, all 30 and under. And if you plan to head out on Black Friday, make sure you do your homework. I've posted a link to all of these Black Friday deals on our website, shelbytv.org. For Shelby This Week, I'm Charlie Cadato.
Even if it's cold, snowing, or raining, hundreds come out every year for the annual Jingle Bell Run, and this year is expected to be no different. Take a look at last year's 5K run. The 7th annual event will be on Sunday, December 18th. The Jingle Bell Run costs $25 to participate and will start at 9 a.m. The start and finish lines are located at the Shelby Township Community Center at 23 and Van Dyke. Proceeds benefit the Township's Veterans Memorial, the Penricton Center for Blind Children, Cattail Acres, and the Macomb County Special Olympics. For more information on where to register for the race, head to shelbytv.org. An annual gala is coming up to benefit two things: hard-to-adopt shelter dogs and at-risk youth. Take a look at this invitation making its rounds. The 4th annual Mistletoe's Black Tie Benefit is on Friday, December 2nd at the Fern Hill Golf Club and Country Club in Clinton Township. It's hosted by the organization Teacher's Pet, Dogs and Kids Learning Together. It pairs kids with rescue dogs for positive dog training. This helps at-risk youth and increases the dog's chances of becoming adopted and remaining in their homes permanently. There will be dinner, raffles, and games, and masquerade masks are highly encouraged. Tickets are $75, and for more information, head to teacherspetmi.org. A local resident works hard to bring special needs adults to Macomb County for a weekend of sports and fun. His community service even got him a meeting with an inspirational person many of us know of. Michael Ward hosts the annual Community Living Toronto group twice a year here in Macomb County. Adults with special needs will come in December for a University of Michigan versus Wisconsin hockey game.
But I started over 15 years ago, and there's 13,000 people in this program in Toronto. I'll never get them all to Detroit, but we're going to try.
And when a South Carolina football coach heard about Ward's program, he invited him down south to meet 69-year-old James Kennedy. You may know James as Radio, the mentally disabled man who inspired the movie Radio, played by Cuba Gooding Jr. In the 1960s, he showed up on the football field and has been an integral part of the school ever since. Ward met with James and his football coach, Harold Jones, to talk about his program and the positive things he's doing for those who have special needs. If you're interested in hearing more about Ward's Toronto Living program or finding out how you can help, head to shelbytv.org. When we come back on Shelby this week, another W for the Eisenhower Eagles. We've got highlights from their big playoff win and what's next for the football team. And look at these cops go. Find out why they've been pedaling on stationary bicycles for hours on end next.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.
It's playoff season for high school football, and our own Eisenhower Eagles keep advancing right through it. Their latest win now landed them a spot in the semifinals, and our Arthur Schenk has the highlights.
In regional high school football action, the Eisenhower Eagles faced the Southfield Arts and Tech Warriors. And from the get-go, the Eisenhower Eagles ran the show. First off, Jack Preventure starts off the scoring with this big TD run. Then Max Whitwer floats one to receiver Jack Morris. That made it 14-0 Eisenhower. Then quarterback Max Whitwer calls his own number and works his way down to the goal line, which set up Preventure with another short TD run. That made it 21-0 Eagles. Whitwer ran in another one to make it 21-0 Eisenhower. Whitwer ran another in to make it 28-0. And just to keep pace with Max, Jack's Preventure scored another one off this big run of 64 yards. That made it 35-0. Later, Salvatore Vittazio ended the scoring for the Eagles with a TD off a Southfield fumble in their own end zone. And despite the Eagles' stingy defense, Southfield would score to break the goose egg. Southfield would score to break the goose egg on the scoreboard, but the Eagles defeat the Warriors 42-7. Up next for the Eagles will be the Detroit Cast Tech Technicians, who they face on Saturday at 1 p.m. at Troy Athens. For Shelby This Week, I'm Arthur Schenk.
Local Boy Scouts are sticking to their motto and helping those in need for the holiday season. The Chippewa District held a roller skating event at the new rink in Shelby Township. Everyone who came brought canned goods and donations for admission. All the proceeds went to support the initiative Scouting for Food for local food banks, and it's all to help homeless and people in need.
Scouting focuses on instilling good choices and moral values through the Scout Oath and Scout Law throughout their lifetime. And we're doing that here tonight by physically, we got a skating opportunity for them, in community service donating to food banks. So we're giving a chance to have fun while doing community service at the same time.
The Boy Scouts set out to collect 500 pounds of food because they know how important it is to help others.
It's good to help other people. It makes you a better person, make you feel better about yourself, and being in Boy Scouts, it makes you come together as a group and you become like a family.
And they also held a food distribution bank the following weekend to help Gleaners. If you're looking to help, head over to Gleaners Food Bank or to the Boy Scouts of America's website at scouting.org. 3 officers pedaled for 12 hours, totaling 180 miles, all for a good cause.
Bacon and you have a donut hanging in front. Gotta have a sense of humor.
That donut was their inspiration to pedal on stationary bikes for so long. That and the Police Unity Tour. The 3-day event is in May to raise awareness and funds for the National Law Enforcement Memorial, honoring officers killed in the line of duty. Police from all over the country ride their bikes 250 miles from New York to Washington, D.C. Each officer is to raise more than $1,800 for their team, which consists of 10 riders, 2 support drivers, and 2 motorcycle escorts. Lieutenant Aaron Burgess from Sterling Heights and Shelby Township's own officers Gabe Assetti and Jordan Hoy all pedaled together for their team. They spent 12 hours pedaling on bike trainers in front of the Sterling Heights police station, when we can't wait to see what they do in May. Hopefully, they got that donut after all. And that's it for us here at Shelby this week. If you'd like to know more about any of these stories or to watch us online, head over to shelbytv.org or to our Facebook page, Shelby TV. Now, no matter what side of the ticket you voted on November 8th, Republican or Democrat, it's so important that you voted and were part of American democracy. So we'll leave you now with scenes from voting precincts all over Shelby Township on Election Day. Thanks for watching.